Hey guys, it's Cody from Fungicopia, and today we're going to be discussing something that I get asked all the time, and that's how to perform hot water extraction on chaga. In my last chaga video, Harvesting Chaga Sustainably, I give you an in-depth view on where to find chaga, when to forage chaga, the responsible techniques for harvesting chaga, and the importance of not over-harvesting. This video will focus on how to properly perform a hot water extraction on chaga. In the near future, I'll do another video that will cover the broad spectrum of medicinal constituents that are found in chaga. There's just too many to put on this one video here, so it'll probably be like a 40-45 minute video. And when it comes to what form of dried chaga you want to use, whether that's powdered or the chunk form, the difference is with the powder, you're going to get all the medicinal constituents you possibly can in one.
So, first thing I'm going to talk about is when you make a hot water extraction, it actually has to be from the inside of chaga. So the exterior part here, this black, melanin-rich, hard exterior that you see, that protects the chaga from the elements and from the cold temperatures, ultraviolet radiation. And on the inside there, you see the bright yellows and oranges. They lose a little bit of color when you dry them, but when these are fresh, they're very vibrant. You can use a hammer or a mallet and smash it up in a pillowcase first. Then use it in the coffee grinder. It will wear down your coffee grinder. It's not like wood or anything. Like, I mean, you can break it with your hand. It's more like cork. But it will wear down on your coffee grinder. So expect to lose a couple of those. When you make a chaga tea, you don't want to use tap water. You want to use at least bottled water. And with this 7 liters, we're going to use 7 ounces. As you can see, it's about a Ziploc container full, small one. That's 7.1 ounces. You can let it steep for 20 minutes or half an hour in just hot water, but that's hardly enough to break down all the chitin in the cell walls. So an ounce of dry chaga will do a gallon. There's 7 liters here, and we're using 7 ounces for 7 liters. So this is going to be a really strong tea. This is a lot stronger than normal. I used to be of the opinion that at a low temperature, for like as long as you could do it, like 10 hours would be ideal, and it always makes a really strong hot water extract. Since that time, that was maybe 6 years ago, I've also learned that cooking it for that long actually does destroy some of the medicinal compounds and the active constituents. So what I do now is actually, and it does actually make the best tasting product, the cleanest tasting product, and I think the highest quality product you can make from a hot water extraction with chaga. Boil the water first, and once the water is boiling, then I turn the stove down to the lowest setting, so like 1 on the stove. You mix in your chaga, however much per liter or per gallon you're using. Even an ounce per 3 liters that's plenty. So I'm gonna show you the different, basically, concentrations that you can make for the longer cooking times. What would happen if someone was to make a tea from it? And so I've just taken the water as it boiled. As soon as you can see it's just starting to leach in there. So even at low temperatures, the chaga will break down and those sugars will break down. Now that it's boiling here, I'm going to throw my chaga in. And we're going to let that boil for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to turn the stove right down to the lowest setting that there is. So as you can see, you just let the water boil for a couple minutes. You can even just turn the stove right down as soon as it gets to this point. So the next potency that I'll show you will be at the 2.5 hour mark, and then I'll show you the full 4 hour mark. And you should notice that there's quite a bit of a difference in concentration. You can see here, this is the chaga that we made like a tea after just letting it sit and steep in water for 20 minutes. Gave it a couple stirs. You're left with sort of an amber beer colored sort of clear tea. So you'd still get a little bit of flavoring from it and a little bit of the medicinal compounds, but nothing significant. Like an amber color already. Beautiful, dark, reddish amber. Gold looks like there. Some people prefer weaker, so they will only steep their chaga for half an hour or whatever in hot water. Some people like it really strong, like I like mine really strong. It's supposed to comprise at least 215 different phytonutrients that we don't typically get in our diet. Some of them include vanillic acid, zinc, copper, phytosterols, which are therapeutic compounds like lanosterol and enotodiol. There's manganese, polyphenols, beta-glucans, and that's just a few of them. So like those are some of the bigger ones. The ones that you'd be missing out on that you would only get in alcohol extract are your melanins, your SODs, which are superoxide dismutases, which are really powerful free radical eliminating compounds. You're also missing out on a lot of your triterpenes, like your betulinic acid. And at this stage here, it's pretty good. I mean, you could have a nice tea if you drank that. But I still like mine a little bit stronger than that. Ooh, that's a nice color there. But you see that really rich gold, copper sort of. It's such a beautiful blend of bright oranges and yellows. Those are all really complex sugars called beta-glucans. So after you've done your hot water extract, you can take a piece of the chaga. You can see it's actually a lot easier to break apart. It's been 3 hours since I turned the dial down from max heat to between 1 and 2 on the stove. So after 3 hours, this is what you're left with as a final product.